Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Performance Evaluation um, tool. I was going to say something else, but tool will work here. So this tool works really well when you pair it with the coach scorecard. That if you haven't gotten that yet, go look for the coach scorecard post in the group. Comment on that. We'll send that over. I think Allie's actually going to put these both on the same funnel or landing page, so you can get them both simultaneously. Where this is super important is when you bring people into the company, you want your staff to be adhering to a particular set of outcomes, right? So the scorecard helps kind of direct that with 5 to 7 outcomes that are going to be the desirable outcomes for the position. The performance review is really meant to be an opportunity for you to go sit in the seat of your employee and look inward to the company and look at their perception of things. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter what your perception of the company is, it matters what their perception of the company is. Because ultimately, the perception that you think you're getting, the perception you have of the company and the perception they have is always going to be different. Now, you want those to get closer and closer and closer together until they match up. I don't know if they can ever match up, but they can definitely get really close. Where a performance review is crucial is it's going to provide you the opportunity to see the company through their eyes, in addition to obviously providing pinpoint feedback to the staff member as to this is how to better improve your performance, or your performance is doing really great. Let's use this opportunity to celebrate. So for somebody who's kind of underperforming, it's kind of your opportunity to see that they're underperforming. I know a lot of leaders out there, you guys are probably just so busy that you don't even really have time to look at who's sinking your business and who's helping your business. But with a kid's business especially, it's super crucial to have the best coaches in there as possible. And you don't always have time to sit down and review them every single day, watch their classes. So this is kind of your opportunity to give yourself a milestone in the lifetime of the staff member to evaluate them. So this is the performance review that we've used, and it's served a lot of, it's been incredibly helpful to us because of the insights that it gives us to the business. So of course, they'll put in their name, date of review, job title, date appointed to position, review period, supervisor's name and title. Most of this sheet you guys are going to see is blank and a kind of a lot of fill in the blanks. We'll talk about why that is. Okay, so section 1, major areas of responsibility. Okay, again, we want to make sure that we keep this. Our goal is to have our staff members understand their role as 5 to 7 disciplines, because that's going to be an easy amount to remember. And so 5 to 7 disciplines is going to be good for you and good for them to understand, okay, these are the outcomes my supervisor is looking for in the position. This is how I excel at them. This is how I don't excel at them. We have 5 here to kind of correspond with our scorecard. If you guys watch the video, I go over why we have a 6 on the scorecard, but most of the time a score is going to be anywhere from 1 to 5, a 6 being an extra outstanding score where you have to actually write up why you give them a 6. Now, underneath here, we have primary performance, expectation, responsibilities, goals. Okay, this is where you have the employee fill in both this field, primary performance expectations, employees' notes and comments on achievements and areas for improvement. We like to let our employees fill this thing out right here, okay? Reason being is because you want your employee to tell you what they believe their primary performance and expectations are, okay? Let them fill it out and then let them write notes as to how they think they're doing. When you come in here as the manager, you'll be able to provide feedback as to whether or not that was an accurate performance goal or responsibility. And then you'll also be able to give them the performance rating, and then you can make notes as to whether they got it right or not. Again, this is their opportunity to tell you what they perceive their job as. And if it doesn't match up to the way you want them to perceive their job, then chances are you need to help them get to that reality, okay? So primary performance expectations, responsibilities, and goals. These first 2 columns, you're going to have your staff member fill out, and then you as a manager will come fill out the back 2 comments, okay? Or the back 2 columns. Section 2, performance competencies. Okay, so this is overall arching expectations, responsibilities. Competencies are going to be exact things that they need to be doing to be good at their job. I'll give you an example. So up here, we would say something to the effect of, my primary performance is coaching professionalism or coaching knowledge, okay, or coaching safety practices. Let's say that those are my primary expectations, okay, or goal. Then for performance competencies, I might write in here competency area, coaching safety, right? Suggestions for improvement. Maybe the employee says, I need to be better at putting mats underneath the kids, okay? And then you can come in and say, yeah, I agree. This is an area we want to work on. Then you put a rating there, okay? This is the opportunity to take your broad scoping expectations and responsibilities, break them into individual competencies that would help them improve in those particular areas. So again, you want to let your employee fill out as many as they want. If they want to use all of them, they can use it. We've had employees load this thing up with notes, and it's incredibly insightful for us to read it and then go over it with them. Because again, when you don't set the expectations for them, at least initially, it is super fascinating to watch the information that comes back to you, okay? I promise you, you'll be blown away. It'll give you insights that you're like, wow, I didn't even know they thought that was their responsibility, or I'm shocked they didn't know this was their responsibility. I need to do a better job as a leader communicating that. And then, of course, managers, notes, back half. So, performance competencies. Employee questionnaire. Again, we want to get this information out of the employee because this is our chance to go in, put in their employee glasses. Look, this is the employee glasses, right? We want to go in, put that on, and we want to see the company the way they see the company. And this will help us see their perspective, taking it off and going back to being owners or managers of the business. What are you hoping to accomplish over the next quarter, 6 months, and a year? This is what I call a temperature check. Okay, temperature checks are: does this employee have investment into this business? Look at this goal. Pay attention to the way they answer this, the way they write the words down, the phrasing. What are you hoping to accomplish over the next quarter, 6 months, and a year? This is your opportunity to find out if this employee is planning on leaving or if this employee is bought in and wants to continue to grow with your company, okay? Do you have access to all the tools and or resources you need to do your job? If you don't, what is preventing you from getting those tools and or resources? This is obviously the opportunity to say, hey, I have these expectations of me. I'm the employer right now. I have these expectations of me, but I don't have what's required. Like you tell me to mat underneath these particular obstacles or movements or whatever, but I don't have the matting, okay? I need the matting in order to adhere to the expectation that you've given me. Do you feel like you and your team work well together? If not, what problems are you experiencing? Again, we want to take the temperature of the culture here. This is a great opportunity to see what the vibe in the culture is amongst all of the coaches. Their perspective, and they need to know that this is information that's not going to be shared with the rest of the team. Only you as the manager want to see this because this is insightful information for you. What is one area where you feel like you could improve at your job? Is there anything you feel like management could do to help you improve? You are constantly wanting to take responsibility as leadership to help your people achieve the expectations you have set for them. That is your job as a leader, is to make sure that your people have everything they need to achieve the outcome that you have told them you want them to achieve. If they cannot achieve it, you are responsible for getting them what they need in order to do so. And at the end of the day, if they can't achieve it, then it's your responsibility to find someone who can. Okay? All right, what do you think the goals of the company are? All right, I'm going to take out this typo here. What do you think the goals of the company are? Let them write out what they think the goals of the company are. What are the goals of your department? You can take this question out if you don't want it. It is relevant if you have multiple departments. So maybe multiple modalities or multiple departments of like administrative, operations, or if you're just running coaches, it's fine. This is just the opportunity to take your company as a whole and see what people think the company as a whole goal is. And then if you have a department, like let's say you have administrators, coaches, and managers, for example, they're all going to have a little bit different responsibilities. One's set on leadership, one's set on actual fulfillment of the product, and then the other one is probably set on lead gen or just account maintenance, things like that. Can you explain how your supervisor has helped you in doing your job? Also explain how you think they may have hindered your job performance if applicable. Again, we want the feedback from the staff to say, here's how you're helping me be better. Here's how you're hurting me from being better. You need to preface this when you give this to your people. Preface it and say, here guys, this is something I want you to be 100% honest on, because if you don't give me this honest feedback, we cannot improve these systems. We cannot improve this business to better service you and ultimately better service the students. Happy coaches equals happy students. Do you have any concerns that you would like to bring up about your department or the company? Again, opportunity, feedback. Is there something that's wrong? Is there something you're worried about? Is there something you want to change? Are you happy here? Do you want to have a future here? You want to find the people who are trying to leave ahead of time. You want to know about it months in advance. If you're trying to leave the business, if the employee's trying to leave the business, I want to know about it as soon as possible when I'm speaking to them. It's like, look, tell me what your future is. Tell me what you see. That way I can know, hey, you're leaving in 6 months. I have 6 months to find the replacement, as opposed to, hey, they just gave me their 2-week notice. Crap, I have 2 weeks to find the replacement. And then finally down here, you want an employee signature, supervisor signature. This is a straight rule of thumb for me of, I have moved into the position of, anytime you do any type of feedback, counseling with your subordinates or with your employees or with your workers, you need to have them sign the documentation with you. As laws have become more and more protective of the employee's relationship to the business, this helps you protect both of you by saying, yes, we've talked about this, we've overviewed it, and this is super crucial. If let's say that they're below expectation or need improvement, right down here, like let's say that they're not actually a good member of the team, this can service as a performance review that you can later on use as ammunition to show why you let them go if it ends up going into a unemployment court, in a sense, where they're trying to claim unemployment or wrongful termination. This can serve as documentation, provided they have a signature on it that you did in fact spend time to coach them, show them the way, so that they can't say wrongful termination or, hey, you never helped me get better, you never provided me direct feedback. None of those things are going to matter, okay? None of them, because you're going to have this tool to say, no, we were very particular about the feedback. We asked you what you needed. We went and tried to provide it to you. We still didn't get the outcome we wanted after we provided it. And so therefore, that's what resulted in termination. So you can see here, terminations on here, additional training, additional responsibilities, pay increase. Okay. Ideally, you want to be doing these two right here, pay increase and additional responsibilities, maybe additional training. And this could be someone saying like, look, I'm not a good coach because I just don't know how to coach the classes you put me on. You need to take responsibility as a leader. Say, I'm going to teach you. I'm going to show you everything you need to be successful. Or maybe they say, I don't know how to do this. I don't know how to use the software. I don't know, right? All of those times, you are going to go immediately to additional training. We're going to get you what you need to make you successful. And then ideally, as things are improving, then you can give them additional responsibilities and a pay increase. Or maybe you give them additional responsibilities in preparation of a pay increase or vice versa. All right, so this is our performance review, okay? So the way I recommend doing this is when someone is coming up for the review, I mentioned in the coach scorecard, we do quarterly reviews with coaches, so every 90 days. When it's coming up to this, a week before you do the review, so if today's Friday, let's say next Friday, I want to do a review with you as a coach, right? I'm gonna bring this to you and say, hey, next week, we're gonna do a review of your position, okay? This is the thing we gotta do to make sure we can bump your pay. And provide that incentive, right? Because now they're like thinking, oh, okay, this is important. I do this because I want to make more money. Do this, fill this out, okay? Show them, do them a quick feedback through here. You don't have to tell them what to say. Just say, hey, the first two columns here, the first two columns here, I want you to fill out. And then everywhere, these questions, answer these. Just don't write in the supervisor feedback. Obviously, that's for me as the supervisor. Fill these out to the best of your ability. Don't sign yet. I want you to wait until we have come to our review meeting where we'll do it together next week at the same time. Next week we'll come together, we'll do this review, and then we'll go over summary comments, and then overall rating and recommendations, okay? So all I need you to do is fill out these first two columns, obviously put in your name, and like I said, you can fill this out, but again, maybe you want to have them fill it out, especially in an environment where you feel like your leadership chain of command is not very well defined. Maybe it's insightful to just have them, you put in what you think your supervisor's name is. And maybe they'll write something that you don't want them to write, but it would be insightful for you to be like, no, that person's not your supervisor. Okay, again, this is a chance to let them tell you what's happening in the company, not for you to tell them what's happening in the company. You kind of know already, right? You need them to tell you so you can get that information and then act on it. You can put your company headers in here. We put our old gym here as an example. You guys can copy and paste them here if you want, or just remove the text altogether. All right, I hope you guys find this tool incredibly valuable, incredibly useful. It is a very, very, very powerful tool to mine information. out of your staff and help you make significant improvements to the overall culture of the company, better servicing your staff and mentoring them. All right. So if you guys find value in this, okay, know that this is just the tip of the iceberg of things that we do inside of our 90-day coaching program. Okay. Most of our clientele who are in there either are getting help with marketing, getting help with their offer, or we're helping them reshape their staff culture, building career pathways, building compensation structures, building improved cultures, and providing direct one-on-one feedback. We do one-on-one calls with all of our clients because we know it's not a one-stop shop. It's got to be a one-on-one, provide you a custom solution that helps work for your particular circumstances. Okay, so if you are interested in that, okay, and you're done with this, and you're like, Charlie, definitely want to know more, go ahead and send us a message on Facebook. All right, message on Facebook, because we'll actually send this to you through DM. You should have it by now, obviously, if you're here. So send us a message, say I'm interested in more. We'll schedule a free coaching call where we'll actually sit down for about an hour, 45 minutes to an hour, discuss how we can best help you in your particular circumstance, increase revenue by 25% over the next 90 days. Or let's say you're like, Charlie, I'm great with revenue. I need help with coaches. Well, we'll also help you get 2 hired coaches on in the next 60 days, 2 good coaches hired on. But we'll have to start by fixing a few things internally, but we'll get you there. So if you are interested in that, head back to the Facebook conversation that we have with you going right now. Message back, say interested in a coaching call or coaching call, whatever, something to that effect. We'll know that you actually want to talk about the program and the 60-day money-back guarantee we add to the program. So there's tons of reasons to check it out and see what we have to say about it, and also show you guys how we're going to best help you and service you. So I hope this is a great snapshot of some of that value of what you'll get and how this is going to help you and your business become more consistent and have better outcomes, and most of all, help you not go insane, help you get some of your time back so that you can actually scale up staff to take over some of these responsibilities for you in your business. All right, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will see you in the group. If not, otherwise, God bless. I hope your business is crushing it right now. If not, let us know. We'll help you out. All right, see you later.